What is going on, guys? My name's Skewer the Critics, and today we're gonna play Budget Burn, $100 burn. Try to win some games. Let's get started. So, before we go straight up into the list, thank you for this month Patreon, supporting me, buying better equipment for you guys. If you want to support me, Patreon is the best way to do so. Also, if you want to just support me in a non-financial way, you can just like this video or even dislike this video because it helps the algorithm a lot. So thank you for everyone that dislikes this video. Click the dislike button right now if you didn't do it. And you can always subscribe to my channel to see every single video that I'm going to post every single week about Modern Burn or any other red deck. Also, if you want to discuss lists with me, you want to discuss the modern format, the pioneer format with me, go into our Discord server. We have a lot of discussions about that. So let's get into the burn budget video. So 2 months ago, I made a moderate burn, which was Chandra's Incinerator. And you might think this list is pretty cheap, which you would be right. But there's definitely some budget restriction that we can help out for this. Sunday Canyon is a good card, but it's not really budget friendly. Same thing for Fire Islet, Blood Moon. So I pretty much redid the list. I know there are other budget burn lists out there, but this one is mine. This is my list that I decided to make for today. We have 19 mountains. We have our typical creatures, Goblinguide, Eidolon, Monastery Swiftspear, and Vexing Devil as a 3 of this time. It's not our typical creature, but it's a 3 of. I like the card a lot. It's really cheap in cost, and it's cheap in real life also. And it helps you get there with your Chandra's Incinerator on turn 2, or just have a 4/3 to attack with just a 4/3 if your opponent doesn't have Bolt or Push. That's a really good card. After that, we have Seal of Fire, Skewer the Critics, Rift Bolt, Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, which is all 1 mana burn spell, and Shard Volley to help out put your Incinerator into play easier. And that's pretty much the list for today. You might think that Goblinguide is not really cheap. Well, you would be right. It's the with the Eidolon, it's the most expensive cards in the deck. I think one playset of Eidolons and one playset of Goblinguide is about $25. But it's really cheap for now because Goblinguide used to be like a $30 card. So if you want to get these Goblinguides cheap, I suggest you get them right now. And for sideboard, we don't have Blood Moon anymore, but we have 3 Dragon's Claw, 3 Searing Blood, 3 Smithereens, 4 Skullcrack, and 2 Relic of Progenitus. Pretty straightforward what matchup there are for. Red base matchup, creature matchup, artifact matchup, until life gain, pretty much any deck that gains life, and graveyard matchup. So, enough talking, let's go straight up into the video. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. Alright, here we are in round number 1 of Budget Burn for Modern. We're on the draw. This kind of hand, we got Swiftspear, Seal Fire, we got all of these that we can cast. Since we're on the draw, we have more chance of drawing our second land. It's pretty close. I think I'm going to try it, because if we do draw our second land, just having Eidolon turn 2, pretty great, especially against a blue deck. And even if we don't draw it right away, we still have things to do. Go to Delta. Okay. Sure, I'm just going to attack, suspend a Rift Bolt, I think. Or I could play the Vexing Devil. I think I prefer to play the Rift Bolt just because if we top deck a land, we can play double Skewer. And Vexing, they can just say, okay, I take 4 and that's it. We want to do something else on our next turn. Fortunately, we didn't draw a land. If my opponent plays an arrow next turn, we're gonna be in trouble. I guess it's Sultai, mid-range, or control. So now we really need our land here. We're a bit... Alright, Mana Leak is pretty annoying. Not getting our land is also pretty annoying. I guess we can just play Devil here. See if they want to take 4. 8 down, so I'm guessing they have a push. Well, we're getting a bit lucky with our lines. We're on turn number 4. No lines yet. We're gonna Cryptic. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Alright, so I guess I'm just going to Seal of Fire, say go. Take 4. That is fine. Take the Swiftspear. It's interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, we have to. They're just gonna bring back the hero next turn. I think there's just no way at this point. Yeah, let's just concede. Can't do much against the Euro. Yep. Kept a greedy hand, but I think it was still an okay keep because we had a pretty good hand. Fortunately, we drew a bit awkwardly, and I didn't know my opponent was a push / removal deck. I'm going to bring all of these, and we're going to cut the Devils, 2 Incinerator, 1 Seal of Fire. Yes, Incinerator is only response. His only response to the Incinerator is gonna be Aether Gust, like the really good respawn, I mean. But they do have discard spells, so I guess we want to trim on those. Yeah, that's a pretty good hand. We even have a Relic for the Euro. We have a lot of 1-drops and an Eidolon. Won't mill against a 5. Okay. Won't mill against a 5 on the draw with this kind of hand. I think we got this one. Unless they really have like an awesome hand, which would be against this hand, like push. I don't know, Collective Brutality, Euro to finish up the game. But even with that, we have a Relic, so. Oh, they got a Blushy Thirst that they have to fetch away. That's good for us. Push my guide, I guess. Push a Swiftspear, okay. Alright, so I'm going to play Relic. Since at this point I think Uro is one of the main ways that they can get back from this. I'm just going to play second main phase Eidolon, I think. Want to make them use their spells like Aether Gust on my smaller creatures. Oh, Abrupt Decay. Assassin's Trophy, okay, that's totally fine with me. So they don't have the best response around. So we're gonna trim down their grave and pass turn. So they had pretty good answers. Push into Trophy. But we do still have an Eidolon on battlefield. We're not out of the woods yet. Aether Gust is pretty annoying. I crack the Relic. I don't think. I think I'm just going to say go. Even if I draw a bolt, it's not lethal, so cycle their land. Now they can like Aether Gust my Eidolon, which is fine. The only card I'm a bit afraid of is Climb to Dust. But if they do have a Climb, we can always blow the graveyard in response. They Aether Gust my Eidolon, that's fine. I think I'm just going to put it on top and redraw it. They could have a Climb. I think I'm going to force them to Climb before. Okay, so if they would say they would have a Climb, bolting first was better because they could do in response Climb your creature. Then I would sack my Relic. Alright, so we got this one. Again, I think I do not want that many Incinerators. And now that we saw Assassin's Trophy, I think they're even worse. So I think I'm going to put them all in my side and just bring like Vexing, I guess. Vexing is not good either. Just get pushed. Alright. Yeah, Vexing is really not... It's not the good matchup for Vexing Devil. Just gets Archmage's Charm pushed. It's just not great. Alright, so we do have an Incinerator turn 2. Which could be really good or bad, depending on what my opponent does. So let's Seal of Fire, go. Here's the thing, like I could have really the dream of doing Seal of Fire, and then I play a Skewer the Critics, and then I play my Chandra's Incinerator, and then they just either got the Chandra's Incinerator or trophy it. Or mana leak the Chandra's Incinerator. And I'm going to go for it anyways, because if it passes and they have no answer, it's still a 6/6. I guess they must have something if they're thinking about maybe countering or... Yep, I guess they have a mana leak. Yeah, Ethergus, we're gonna put that to the bottom. Don't want to redraw that. At least my opponent's at 13. If they have a neuro, oh, they don't have a land, that's great. So just play double guide here. Probably Skewer the Critics. Alright, so they do draw their third land, which could be annoying if they have a neuro. Push. Get in there for 2. Just going to skewer. Fast turn. Alright, so putting down to 8. Hopefully they're not going to be at more than 8 by the end of next turn. I think they will be. And they even drew the 4th line. Yep. Okay, get in there for 2. Try to get in there for 2. Fortunately, we're 1 of lethal. That's pretty annoying, and my opponent can bring back the Uro. Yep. We're really, really close of killing them. Oh, they just play an arrow from their hand. Sure. I guess it's safer for them to do that. So burn spell. They don't have a counter, we win. Oh, so close to do everything here. Not quite. We don't have this chase anymore. Alright, so we're gonna suspend Rift Bolt. I think my opponent thinks we have a Skullcracks because we're keeping 2 lands every time we say go, which is pretty much what we want to bluff. But at some point my opponent's going to have to go for it to just not die. But I think they should have escaped the Uro if they were going to play like an Uro from their hand anyways, because they're not playing a push, so I don't know. Weird stuff. Another mountain. My guess is they do have a Climb to Dust. Do I go for it? That's actually pretty close. The one that are saying, oh, just go for it, just no way they have anything. The way that they got in the last 2 turns their land not play the Uro means 2 things. Either they're not playing correctly, or they have a Climb to Dust exactly, which I think they do have a Climb, and that's the only reason they're keeping this up. I think that the right play for now is pass the turn. Fortunately. Because even if they play the Uro, I can always Shard Volley in response. And they cannot force it, so I think it's even better to play it at their turn. So now if they tap out, they're dead. Oh, I think they're gonna play the Water Grave before. Oh my god, they do have a Climb. That's why. Yep. We're gonna see. I'm going to Shard Volley in response. They're going to Climb in response. They almost did a mistake there. What? What? Sorry for yelling the mic, but how? Why? I don't understand. They were They were, I guess, bluffing? Alright. I guess I thought they had it, and I thought a bit too far there. But I don't know. They were probably bluffing it, I guess. Alright, let's get to round number 2. Alright, here we are in round number 2, playing Budget Burn. On the play with a pretty solid hand, I'm going to keep this. So against an unknown opponent, I'm going to start with a guide, especially on the play. Because Vexing Devil, if my opponent's playing a John style deck with a lot of removal spells, they're just going to say, alright, I'm going to let that go and not take the 4, and Goblin Guide is going to be a 2 for sure. And if they are playing a John deck, they're going to push the guide. And if they're not, guide is going to deal the same amount of damage to in the 2 turns, so 4 damage. So always better to start off with the guide. Actually, think to think of a situation where you would not want to start with the guide. Not a lot of them. If you have a situation in mind, let me know in the comment section. There's probably one. Alright, so my opponent's playing Oops All Spells. We might be dead next turn. Can't do much about that. We have nothing to interact with them. So we're just gonna play our game and they're gonna play their game, and that's it. Now actually I think I was supposed to play the Vexing Devil. Because if we're not dead this turn, Vexing Devil would have hit for 4 next turn. And Monastery Swiftspear only for 2 overall, unless I can draw another burn spell with the Skewer the Critics. That's the only way I'm not punished for making this small misplay. Yeah, I think there I was supposed to play I was supposed to play the Devil. Because if my opponent is going to die because of the Devil, they're just not going to take the 4, and my Devil doesn't have haste, so yeah. But that might not matter. I think my opponent doesn't have it, because they're taking a long time to think. Oh, maybe the... Oh, okay, they're Charbelt, sure. Alright, so... It didn't really matter in the end, because we do have lethal, because my opponent took 3 from their land, and we have lethal on board. Nice, so Charbelcher, okay. So against Charbelcher, 3 smash. I think they're Oops All Spells, but they just drew the Charbelcher this game. So I think I'm going to bring 2 relics. On the draw, they're probably going to have Leyline of Sanctity or something like that. So Vexing Devil is going to stay in. I think Chandra's Raider could stay in, just because if they don't get the Leyline, it's just really a good way to cheese the game out if you manage to play it on turn 2. But I could definitely cut them just because they don't have creatures. If they have a Leyline, they are useless. I think I'm going to cut that and cut a Seal of Fire. Fortunately, we cut our Chandra's Incinerator both our first matchup, but they're not good against those matchups, so we're gonna have to cut them, I think. Honestly, I think against them, against Oops All Spells or Charbelcher, just want to kill them as fast as possible. And you want to have somewhat of a good deck against Leyline Sanctity with Charbelcher. Incinerator, if they have a Leyline, is completely useless, just a 6 mana 6/6. Right, so no line, we're gonna maul. Yeah, I'm going to keep this, put a line to the bottom. And this hand, I like it because even if they have a ley line, I can still play my spells. I have 3 creatures, so... Alright, they don't have the ley line. I guess the Skullcracks could be good in this matchup. Or the only reason that they could have Nature's Claim. And they could claim their own Pendat Prisms. I think if we go to game 3, I'm going to bring the Skullcracks in for probably Seal of Fires, I guess. I'm just going to check their deck before conceding here, as we know we're dead. But I just want to see their list. See if they have Leyline, Pack of Negations, Cards of the Sort. They don't have Leyline, which is good for us. Means we can bring back the Chandra's Incinerator. They don't have Nature's Claim. They don't have a lot of stuff from their sideboard. They have 4 Charbelcher. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Let's concede. Alright, so since we know they don't have Leyline, they don't have a way to gain life, I'm going to bring back the Incinerators, and might be weird, but I'm going to cut the Eidolons, because Eidolons most of the time is not going to deal a lot of damage to a Noob Soul Spell deck. And I think if you're a spot where you're on the back foot, you just don't want to play the Eidolons. I guess it's not going to happen a lot in these kind of matchups. Let's Mole. Wow, that's bad. That's a really good hand if we can draw like Burn Spell, Burn Spell. But if we draw anything else, like another creature or a land, this hand is really bad. Because if we draw exactly Bolt, Lava Spike, Bolt, whatever, like 3 1-mana burn spells, that's a turn 3 kill. That's pretty unlikely, even though we have a lot of 1-mana burn spell in our list. And that's really close, honestly, because we could mold to get a relic, try to get our relic, but we only have 2. Alright, I'm going to try it. Might be a huge mistake. But I think on the draw I would have molded, but on the play means that I could have the potential turn 3 kill if I get a little lucky. It doesn't have to be a 1-mana burn spell, it could be a Skewer the Critics if I can have it with a Lava Spike and stuff. My opponent got every single game turn 1 Searing Spirit Guide into Pendat Prism, which represents a turn 2 kill. Smash of Smithereens would be great here. Or just another land. Alright, so I guess we might just be dead next turn. My opponent just got insane hands. They might just have the kill here, and they did not even mold to 6, sorry. They just kept their 7, had Searing Spirit Guide, Pendat Prism again. So now, if we're not dead, our best draw, probably Smash or Relic. But I think we're dead if my opponent plays like this. They just got it 2 games in a row with no Mole. I don't know, they Mole last game. Alright. I'm just going to concede. Just want to see what I would have drawn. Ooh. Bolt, smash. Alright, so we had like the turn 4 kill, which is too slow against them. Bit unfortunate. Opponent got pretty lucky, I think. Let's get around number 3. Alright, round number 3. We're on the draw. We gotta keep this, right? I mean, I know it's not a good hand, but we might have the turn 2 Chandra's Incinerator, and we have 2 draws to draw a land. And let's say we don't draw a land in the first 2 turns, we might put a Chandra's Incinerator by turn 3, which is also good, because we would have Revolt. I think that's a keep, honestly. On the draw, though, not on the play. And it's not even that risky, because we have 2 draws for... Yeah, never mind. I got it. I'm going to stop talking. But we had 2 draws of a land for turn 2, sorry, and 3 draws for turn 3. So that's pretty good statistics, I think, for us. But now we're playing against a blue deck, so they might have a counter spell, which would be a bit unfortunate. But if they don't, they have to double bolt this big boy. Come on. Come on. What? No! We're playing against this deck? Oh my god! We're playing against what's called Electro Dominance, as foretold. Oh my god. Unfortunate. But we can still play it next turn, which is really funny. But wow, Simian Spirit Guide to Remand. That's pretty crazy. Alright, so now I'm pretty sure my opponent's gonna have a counter spell. So I'm not sure I'm going to play the Incinerator. But my opponent's getting pretty low. They might remand this. Remand. Oh, Cryptic. Sure. Alright, so let's just play the Eidolon pass. Opponent's at 10. We still have 9 points of burn in hand. So we're still fine. Just didn't get our big boy. Really is a charm. Through the breach. Alright, I was going to say they're probably through the breach, because if it is a charm. So let's try to attack for 2. It passed, so Sure. Bolt. One concedes. Alright. So I think they are Izet through the breach. Honestly, we don't have anything for this matchup. Like, really nothing. They don't have a lot of way to gain life unless they're splashing white for timely reinforcements. I could see cutting Vexing Devil for relics because of the snaps. And this gets bolted easily. But I think I'm just going to go for that. I know Vexing Devil gets bolted easily, but still a fine creature. Like, if this gets bolted, it means my other creatures won't, so that's fine with me. Like, I'm probably going to do Goblin Guide, next turn Goblin Guide and Vexing, then Eidolon, and by the time I'm going to play my Eidolon, it's gonna be a lot of stuff that could have happened to these guys. And Eidolon is great, means my Goblin Guide is gonna swing for 2. Unless they have Paper Snag, I don't know. Remand. Remand, honestly, is not really good against burn, usually. But against Aurelus specifically, it's a bit annoying because we have Chandra's Incinerator. Now, I said I was going to play the Vexing Devil, but we drew another guide, and like 3 guides on turn 2 is just too good not to play, so My opponent even might flash a snap in. Oh, they're gonna do a charm. Oh, I thought they were going to kill one of the guides. Interesting. They did a charm to kill two, sorry, to draw two and discard two. So I guess they might have the combo. Alright, let's get in for 6. A lot of lands from the guides. Alright. Wow, okay. Makes sense since my opponent has a Cryptic. Going to play the Eidolon before they play the Cryptic. They're gonna remand the Eidolon. That is fine. I guess the remand is out of the way now. So now they're not in a particularly good spot because they have to Cryptic command next turn. And then we can Eidolon, Lava Spike. And that means even if they have Through the Breach, Emrakul, we have more than 6 permanents, so we can actually just sack lands and still win. Vexing Devil. Lava Spike. And Eidolon. So, like I said, we're at 20 life. Even if my opponent has the combo Through Breach Emrakul, we can just sack lines and we're fine. So nice little win there. Let's go straight up to round number 4. Alright, round number 4, we're on the play. I'm gonna keep this again. It's another hand where we have 2 guides. So the Vexing Devil is a little more awkward because the guide is going to, most of the time, going to be better. That's why you play guide first. Right. Mishra's Bubble. So we might be against Shadow. Dark Slick Shores. Okay. Guess we're just gonna play the guide and the Vexing Devil afterwards. Repeal. Okay. Not too sure what we're up against. So I know my opponent doesn't have a push, so this is a pretty safe Vexing Devil. I'm guessing they might take 4 here. Maybe. Unless they want to repeal it. But if they spend their whole turn to repeal my Vexing Devil next turn, they're gonna take 4 from the guides. Alright, they take 4. So 1 mana deal 4. When Vexing Devil is good, it's good. Just not good as a top deck most of the time. Alright, Mishra's Bubble, Torment's Crypt. Oh, okay, are we playing against Underworld Breach combo? Might be. Opponent didn't get... Oh no, they got the Engineer Explosive, which is pretty annoying. We do have a Chandra's Incinerator, which is great. But I would have liked to draw Burn Spell. I think my opponent is forced to block with Emery if they don't have a Fatal Push here. They do have a Mox Ember, so just going to take it. That's really risky for them. Sorry, I'm almost tempted to just kill the Emery. I think I'm going to do that actually. Sorry, Incinerator, but Emery is more annoying than you're gonna be on our opponent. Emery actually could just go off next turn if they have an Underworld Breach, if they're even playing this deck. Okay, so just gonna say go. Hope they don't have an Urza or I don't know, something to bring their engineer back. So the main The main reason why I did this, I just didn't want my board to be blown off. And at the same time, if they had the combo, they could just go for it. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, so they have another Emery. Okay, so Esper stuff. This is a 1/1. Alright, so my opponent is forced to block at least one of the guides. Alright, so their Esper just sort of them out of the unique top 2 combo. Block. Okay, so pass turn, I guess. Pretty surprised they block with the Emery, but I guess it makes sense. If I have another Seal of Fire, that's just lethal. So we're still in a good spot. Yeah, they just concede here. Okay, so sort of the shenanigans. So I think, is this a deck where I want Chandra's Incinerator? I think I do. It's a pretty good deck to have the Incinerator, because they don't have a lot of removal spells for it. And when it hits the battlefield, I can just target my opponent's face and kill their Emerys and Urzas and whatever. Fortunately, I have a lot of good cards for this matchup, so I had to choose between some things. I think the Vexing Devil are a bit on the underpower level side for this matchup. Don't think I want too much effects of bloods. Honestly, I think 2 smash is fine. I understand that smash is important, but most of their artifacts are not even that good to smash again, except for certain ones, which sometimes you're just gonna be stuck with like 2 smash. Yes, they are probably better than I guess Shard Volleys. Searing Blood is pretty good, honestly. I guess I could trim on Incinerators, trim 2 Seal Fires and bring 3 Bloods, because the Bloods kills Emery's turn 2, which is like the Searing Blaze that we could have, and kills the other legendary stuff that they have to use to make some mana. That's a pretty good hand. We have Graveyard Hate, Artifact Hate, and Eidolon, which is great in this matchup. Another really good card that is really good in this matchup is Rolling Vortex, because they have so many 0 mana spells. But unfortunately, we don't have Rolling Vortex in this sideboard. But if you want to add Rolling Vortex to your sideboard, Rolling Vortex is pretty budget. I think it's like 50 cents. So if you want to add it to your sideboard, that's totally fine. Just doesn't really work with Chandra's Incinerator. It's not really 2 cards that work well together, so that's why I don't have them. I have Skullcrack instead. But if you don't want to play the Incinerators, you want to play something else, like 4 Skullcrack main, in replacement to the Incinerators, you could definitely take some Rolling Vortex. Alright, so they have the Meek, they have 3 Bubbles. So Relic, I think, is going to be played next turn. Pretty much my plan. And I think I'm going to kill the Emery. So it's really bad to play Relic, because if they have nothing, Relic is useless. I just wasted my turn. But let's say they have sword combo. They cannot do the thing with the Sword of the Meek. Actually, they can still do it and like always keep 1 mana up. Alright, I think I'm going to go for Eidolon here. Face the consequences of my action if I was supposed to play the Relic, but I think most of the time, next turn, Relic is going to be useless. Most of the time. I think next turn is going to be better because my opponent is going to have 4 mana, which means Urza time. And Emery, I can just sack the graveyard. So they do have the top tier in the yard. So 3 lands in hand. They have this, so they can bring back something like a top tier's Foundry. Alright, so I think we play Relic first, see what they want to do. They want to fetch in response. I played that wrong. I was supposed to bolt in first, go to combat, and then do it, because now they can still float a blue if they want to. No, I can always keep a 1 mana up and do it at instant speed, so that's fine. I can lightning bolt this. Get in there for 2. And pass turn. So unless my opponent has the top tier sword, the top tier Foundry in hand, we're fine for now. Not going to crack the Relic just yet, because they might have another Emery. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I think we're in pretty good spots right now. Yeah, we're in a really good spot actually. Because we can do this. Go to combat. Back. Fine. So now that their Sword of the Meek is in the yard, I can pretty much respawn at any time, crack my Relic, and just blow their graveyard. So that's great for us. I think I'm not going to do it just yet, though. Because like I said, they could have another Emery or stuff like that. But I kind of want to do it because they're tap out. It's pretty close. Did we play our land this turn? I think we did not play our land, right? So we can crack this to play our land. I guess seems like a fine argument. It's really close, honestly. Not sure if I have to crack it now or wait. I'm going to wait. All right. So I missed 1 point of damage because I wanted to do it afterwards, but I changed my mind, so I missed 1 point of damage there. Because having the Relic always up means they cannot do whatever they want with their yard. Like the Relic is gonna have to be off the battlefield before they want to do something. It means I always have like a kind of protection there. Alright, so now we're gonna Lava Spike. We're gonna try to go for the kill here. Smash this. Alright, try to go for the kill. Alright, that's fine. I'm just going to say go. Alright, so they're gonna force me to pull off the trigger here. Just fine, I think. Druid Bolt. So now I just need them to not have a crazy turn. And we're good to go. That's fine. We have a bolt. Okay, fine. So we win. Alright, that was pretty close. Honestly, it might look like it was not close. But just because we had the relic, just protected us from everything. And if we didn't have the relic there, I think we would have lost this game. So pretty nice. Let's go straight up to our final round already. Alright, so round number 5, we're on the draw. This hand, I think it's fine. I don't like it because of the Incinerator, but here's my reasoning. We have pretty much no matter what, turn 1, turn 2. And they're just going to Inquisition us. Alright, never mind then. We won't do everything we want. But what I was going to say was, if we didn't get Thoughtseize, we could do turn 1, turn 2, and by the turn we're going to be turn 3, we already know that we're going to get 3 lands. We can get another 1 mana burn spell and play the Incinerator. Oh, so if my opponent doesn't have another discard spell, we can actually play our Incinerator turn 3. But we just don't have it turn 2, which is annoying and awkward. Oh, we're playing against Mardu. Push, okay. Rift Bolt would be great. Oh, Silfire is also great. So we can do this. I think I'm not going to fire off the Lava Spike because if my opponent plays Liliana of the Veil, I want to discard a mountain and still be able to play my Chandra's Incinerator. Because I would have to discard. No, actually it would be fine. I could have. I can bolt here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm just dumb. Oh, okay. Basic Plains. It's gonna be a Blood Moon? Is it a Blood Moon deck? Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's really, really fine, actually. So now that we saw that, we can do this. And do this. And do this. And now we really, really hope they don't have a Lily Veil. But they don't have a double black here at the moment. Alright, so in response, I'm going to bolt their face. I'm going to kill Spirit. They might be playing Path. I don't know. It's been a while since I played Mardu. Last time I was playing Mardu, Fetless looting was still legal, so... No, actually... I won a tournament without Fetless looting when Season Pyro was legal. I was playing Ransack the Lab, which is pretty cool card. Alright, so Relics... I don't like the fact that it's a discard deck, so it's so easy to destroy the Incinerator. This game, it was we got lucky, we dodged bullets. I think Vexing Devil is not great for this matchup, too many removal spells. So I guess we can just cut the Incinerator package, bring 4 Skullcracks, and like 1 Searing Blood, I guess. Maybe they're on the Stoneforge package. Didn't really see. I guess I could do... Got 2 skewers and like incinerators. Why sometimes I cut skewers against John decks and discard decks is that if you have one enabler of Skewer the Critics and your opponent takes that enabler, sometimes you're just gonna be stuck with 2 or 3 skewer in your hand, which is pretty sad. This hand is pretty good. Honestly, one thing that I like about this list is that there are a lot of Blood Moons running in the format right now, and we're playing mono red, so instead of playing Boros, we don't have the downside of being Blood Moon out and we top deck like Boros Charm and we just lose. Okay. Well, that's annoying actually. Because they can search for our library, exile our Chandra's Incinerator, and they can gain 6. Okay. Or they could put our Eidolon on the bottom of our library. Right, so I think they want to do the second mode, but if we have an Eidolon on the battlefield, they might want to do the first one. So maybe we just bait that out. I think nonetheless I'm going to attack with Guide. Actually, I'm just going to do this. If they want to spend a whole turn to gain 6 life and do nothing else to the board, I think I'm fine with that. So yeah, I think they have a push. So if they do both of these, gain 6 and push one of my creatures, that's pretty annoying. Alright, so actually we might want to sideboard our Chandra's Incinerator out just because of Seek. Alright, Helix, sure. Oh, they missed their land. Oh, nice. So let's just play Eidolon and attack for 2. So if we draw a land next turn, we can Lava Spike, Incinerator. And my opponent is forced to kill my creatures. Here's not drawing another land for now. Push my Eidolon, sure. Land. Okay, Goblin Guide is fine. Actually, maybe I was supposed to... Ah, my god, I hate that when that happens. When you click all attacks, but then you click 1 before, and then you just skip your turn. Okay. That was pretty annoying. My opponent should be at 6. Oh, redrew the line, which is great. Alright, so that's an instant speed spell, so we might just want to hold the Skullcrack forever and not play the Chandra's Incinerator. Like, I think my opponent should be dead now. But I think we're still going to win. So we just have a Helix. Okay. Actually. I'm going to let that go. Hope they don't have a Lily here. And play my 6/6. Because if I just play Skullcrack, I'm not going to play anything else. And just awkward of a turn. And now I'm putting another threat that can almost kill them. So I think that's fine. But if I didn't make my mistake, which was missing 4 points of damage, I would be in a great spot. Alright, so try to draw burn. Nope. Been unfortunate. Is my opponent even having this, or I missed it because they Iron Mess at the beginning or something? At least we won game 1, so if we win, if we lose this one because of my misclick, still fun, I guess. What is that? Oh, okay. Pretty crazy. So they have another creature, they can swing for 5 lifelink. Oh my god, we're gonna lose because of my misclick. Not a misplay, a misclick. Just mtgo stuff. So we have to draw another Skullcrack exactly. Another Skullcrack exactly, or we lose. Come on, deck, help us a bit. Skullcrack! Skullcrack! Alright, if they have this, they're just going to gain 6. Oh no, they can't. They cannot gain it, so they're just going to flash back Lingering Souls. I don't know, we just Skullcrack and they seek. Well, that's fine with me. So if oh my god, if I top deck a burn spell and they lose because of that, it's gonna be 2 errors, but mine was misclick and then was a misplay. Oh my god, I just Skullcrack this turn too. They cannot gain life. Come on, come on. Punish them. Punish, 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 punish. Punish the misplays. No! Oh my god. I just felt so bad. We misclicked, and then they made a huge misplay, but we still lose. Alright, so they have path. We have to get back to our normal plan, which is not Incinerator. I guess Incinerator is our normal plan, but a non-Incinerator plan. And I think they have a pretty good matchup. They have like Helix, Path, Push, so they have so many removal spells against us. It feels so bad to lose like this. And this hand is not great. I think that's a mole. No, we're just gonna lose, aren't we? Everything in my hand costs 1. I could keep that. Oh, come on. Alright, 1 mana deal 4. That's one way we can win this game. Yeah. Oh, they are playing Swiftspears. What? Okay. Guess I'm just gonna play my Swiftspear. Really hope they don't have a Helix next turn. They do have Helix. Oh my god, that's just awful losing like this. Alright, we drew the line. Maybe there's still a chance. I just need my opponent to not have discard spells and life gain spells. If they remove my Eidolon, that's fine. I just need them to not have those. Goblin Revel Master. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine, actually. If they played this over doing anything else, means they don't have removal, I think. I think playing the Eidolon might be right. Because I think they don't have a removal in hand, or they just didn't play it. But why wouldn't you play a removal against an Eidolon and you have a Swiftspear on the battlefield? Maybe if they want to play efficient, but also double Eidolons blocks Goblin Revel Master and a Goblin, so that's fine. If they want to play a removal spell, they're going to have to take 4. So, attack with everything, okay. So, block. I have another Helix. They're going for my Eidolon that is blocking this one. Okay. That is weird. They don't want to save their Revel Master? A line would be okay here. Could mean we can play everything. Okay, so suspend this. Steal a fire. So we're actually 1 off lethal. Just hope my opponent doesn't have the crazy creature they had last turn, in that last game. The 4 mana 4/5. That's fine. They might have the Seek again, so with Seek they could gain 3 life. That's the most. That's the highest coverage in mana cost in our deck. Okay. So Lava Spike or one of lethal. Come on, magic gods, if you can hear me, please make this happen. I'm just so stressed out for a game that is really not important. Honestly, it's just for a league, but just because I want this deck to succeed, and just because I made a misclick, feels bad losing like this. My opponent doesn't concede, so I guess they have a Helix or Seek, and they have some more damage on the board. I think I'm gonna try to go for it anyways. Hope it works. Yes! We did it! Oh, yeah, 4-1. Come on, that was great. Oh my god, I was so stressed out at the end because I really didn't want to lose on a misclick from an attack. And my opponent did a huge misplay after that, giving us a chance to win with a bolt. And we still whiffed on our third burn spell in a row. That was great. So, little wrap up. I think this deck is really competitive. 4-1. We lost to Oops All Spells, which is a matchup where, honestly, it's just the one that gets faster, and my opponent got a really good hand 2 times out of 3. Even their first game, they had a good hand. I was dead on turn 3, I think, because they had a Charbelcher on turn 2. So, really hard to beat that as a burn player. I think, honestly, this deck is really viable if you have $100 to spend on a modern deck. You want to be as cheap as possible, but as good as possible. I think this deck is a really good choice. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of stress at the end, but a lot of fun. So, if you liked the video, consider subscribing to my channel, because I'm going to post a lot of more videos like these, modern burn stuff, red deck burn stuff. And if you like the videos, of course, smash that like button. That helps me a lot. Definitely let me know in the comment section below and check what you want to see next. And if you want to see a deck, you have a deck list, just put it in our Discord and I'm going to check it out. So yeah, it has been ggforgoblinguide. See you next time. Bye bye.